Hi, this is Senior Grandmaster Jimenez from Kajukenbo Live, coming from South Lake Tahoe, California. I have a special guest today from Indonesia. I got Grandmaster Henry Hidrado and his daughter Kay, who's going to translate for him. And it's going to be a very special interview, so hopefully you guys all get a hold of this and be able to watch this. It should be very interesting. How are you guys today?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, fine, fine, great brother, thank you. In Indonesia, uh, we are use the term Brahma Guru, but in international, use the term of the Grandmaster. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my name is Brahma Guru Henry Hendarto, or
So, so,
Grandmaster Henry Hendarto
so you
from
prefer to call me
Indonesia. Thank you.
Grandmaster? So you prefer me to call you Grandmaster Guru?
Yeah, in Indonesia, Guru, Brahma Guru, or Guru, enough, it's okay. But if you wanna call me Grandmaster, it is okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to get to meet you finally. We talk on Facebook, but I didn't, get to happen to talk to you yet. So it's a very honor for me to be able to talk to you and interview you on this day.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I am also happy to meet you,
Okay,
even
great.
even although
So tell
via call.
me, how's the weather right now in Indonesia?
Well, I guess I'll answer for this part.
Okay.
So far it's doing great. A little rain, but global warming is pretty much happening everywhere. So I can't say it's gonna be sunny days anytime soon because it starts raining again.
Yeah, it's been like in the 80s up here in Tahoe, but the last few days we had some thunder showers, so it kind of was overcast and a little bit of rain here and there, but that's kind of normal. Then it goes back to 80.
Ah, so it's not California, huh?
No, well, I'm in California, but I live up in the mountains, by the, by the
Ah,
Lake Tahoe and by the casinos and stuff. So yeah, the weather's a little different, you know. But I see all the pictures of you guys all the time. So, Grandmaster, tell me, how old were you when you started martial arts, and how was the journey? Was it growing up?
Okay, first I use Indonesian, and my lovely daughter can translate. Saya mulai mempelajari seni bela diri atau dalam istilah bahasa Inggris martial art mulai dari usia 5 tahun. 5 tahun. Nah, ketika itu pertama kali yang saya pelajari ada 3 bela diri, yaitu Jet Kundo, Karate, dan boxing dengan 2 guru yang berbeda.
Hmm.
okay. So he started his journey
Talk a little
since he
louder.
was around 5 years old. Yeah, since he was around 5 years old, that's when he started his martial arts journey. And the first three martial arts that he learned was Jet Kundo, Karate, and boxing. And he learned all three of those with two different teachers.
Oh.
Ya, dan guru karate yang pertama kali saya pelajari stylenya atau gayanya adalah dari Gojukai atau Goju Ryu Karate dengan pelatih Alberto Berce. Dan saya cukup lama berlatih Goju sekitar 7 tahun, lalu saya sambung Karate Shotokan yang lebih lama lagi, itu sampai sekitar 26 tahun, dan alhamdulillah saya di Indonesia selalu menjadi juara kata bergu putra, komite maupun kata perorangan selama 6 tahun tidak terkalahkan. Untuk Jet Kundo dan boxing saya belajar dengan Stevie Imbong.
Oh.
Okay, so the first karate style that he learned was Gojukai, or as you would like to call it, Goju Ryu. Either way is the same. He learned it with Alberto Berce. He was training for 7 years back then. And then he started learning Shotokan afterwards for 26 years. And thank God for all those years, he's always been first place. It's either always first or second place. He
Wow.
never really loses this. It's either for kata, komite, solo, and group komite. He won a lot. Believe me when I say a lot. And for Jet Kundo, belajar sama siapa?
Stevie Limbo orang Chinese, dia dilahir di Filipina.
And then for the Jet Kundo and boxing, he learned with Stevie Limbong. Yeah, he learned with Stevie Limbong.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, I see some of the
Ya,
pictures and
dan setelah,
stuff.
ya, dan setelah itu banyak lagi bela diri yang saya pelajari seperti taekwondo, pencak silat dengan 3 style, Padang, Bali, dan Betawi. Lalu dan semua saya pelajari cukup lama hingga pada akhirnya saya memutuskan untuk menciptakan style sendiri, yaitu Kenpo Karate Indonesia.
Oh.
So after those journey that he's been on for the past 26 plus 7 years, he decided to actually create his own martial arts. But even before that, he had to learn various martial arts before he decided that he's going to make his own style.
Yes.
He learned taekwondo, pencak silat from Padang, Bali, Betawi, and from all of that journey, he finally made his own style.
Can you
Juga
explain?
belajar
Can you?
Jiu-Jitsu cukup lama dengan Sensei Ben Hario dari Jiu-Jitsu Dentokan dan Aikijutsu Dentokan. Lalu saya juga belajar Kungfu dari Lion Edge-nya Lo Jingti, Lo Babianti, Lo Shanghai, Lo Pekdai. Itu dia Sifu, Dai Sifu, Sijo. Dan saya berlatih dari Sijo Kim Chua Kiam dengan style Kungfu, Hokkien, Shaolin Si, Chuan Tong, The Wushu Kungfu.
He also learned Jiu-Jitsu Dentokan, Aikijutsu Dentokan with Ben Hario, Kung Fu with the Shifu that he mentioned that I couldn't keep up with the name because he learned with so many of them.
Can you explain your style that you created? Like what's it different from the other different styles?
Yang bikin style gue beda dari yang lain itu apa?
Oke, baik, yang membuat style saya yang berbeda dari yang lain adalah di mana style saya lebih fleksibel untuk bisa menyatu dengan kungfu, pencak silat, karate, dan kenpo secara menyeluruh.
His style is more flexible for various other martial arts as well. Like, apa aja tadi? Apa aja tadi? Fleksibel kemana aja?
Oh, bisa ke jiu-jitsu,
Kemana lagi?
karate, pencak silat, kungfu.
It's flexible to the styles that he learned previously. That's why he created this new style, so it's more fluid. Which, in other words, people from other martial arts can learn this style because this style is flexible to jiu-jitsu, karate, kung fu. Well, pretty much pencak silat, pretty much all the martial arts that he learned over the years.
Ya, secara spesifik untuk teknik adalah memiliki kecepatan tangan yang begitu cepat. Kita harus bisa mengeluarkan gerakan ya, saya tidak mengatakan pukulan, tendangan, yang penting gerakan. Gerakan dalam 4 arah, dengan 4 gerakan kita harus bisa melakukan sebanyak 12 detik, bahkan 12 detik kurang. Dan kita berbeda dengan American Kenpo Karate. Kalau American Kenpo Karate, itu orang dia harus mengeluarkan energi begitu banyak karena pukulan dilakukan itu cepat, tapi hanya untuk satu orang, jadi energinya terlalu habis. Namun di Kenpo Karate saya cukup, orang itu harus selesai.
To be more specific, if we're speaking technical here, the technicality that he uses in karate is it uses a rapid speed. It's a rapid speed movement. It's not just hand movement, not just kicking movement. It's the movement in general. And the general here means that you should be able to move in 4 different directions under 12 seconds or 12 seconds, which is pretty much the amount of time needed to take down people in those four directions. The difference between this Kenpo and American Kenpo Karate is that in American Kenpo Karate, you waste more energy trying to take down one person, but in his Kenpo Karate is how much you preserve your energy so that you can take out as many people as possible and still having that enough energy to take out some more.
Wow. Pretty impressive.
Ya, Kenpo Karate Indonesia or disingkat disingkat Kenki. Kalau di kita disingkat Kenki. Untuk itulah organisasi Kenpo Karate Indonesia yang saya ciptakan di Indonesia masuk dalam organisasi AKTI atau Aliansi Kungfu Tradisional Indonesia. Kami juga masuk di berbagai organisasi pensilat, salah satunya Perkumpulan Pendekar Pensilat, dan juga masuk dalam Kenpo. Kenpo yaitu National Federation Kenpo Indonesia under International Kenpo Federation with President Amato Zaharia. Amato Zaharia is a president. Eric Laroca, General Secretary, and Grandmaster Bruno Rebello is the CEO.
Yes.
And Kenpo Karate Indonesia or Kenki is joined with other organizations like Aliansi Kung Fu Tradisional Indonesia or Indonesian Traditional Kung Fu Organization, and in various other pencaksilat organizations, and also in NFKI under
International Kenpo Federation.
Under International Kenpo Federation with the people that he mentioned earlier.
I know Grandmaster Bruno Rebello. In fact, we just promoted him.
I see. Because Grandmaster Bruno Rebello is the one of member of White World Kenpo that you're lead, right?
Yes. I promoted him to Grandmaster a couple months ago, about a month or so ago. Yeah, he's under the WWKA too, but he's such a busy man. He's got so many irons in the fire, you know. Is there a lot of Kaji Kimbo in Indonesia?
Is there a lot of what? Can you?
Is there a lot of Kaji Kimbo in Indonesia? People teaching Kaji Kimbo.
Okay. Kaju Kenpo in Indonesia tidak ada sama sekali. Saya akan mengembangkan Kaju Kenpo di Indonesia, dan jika diperkenankan oleh Anda dan seluruh rekan Kaju Kenpo yang ada di internasional, saya akan mencoba membawa Kaju Kenpo untuk bisa dipertandingkan di Olimpiade. Nah, tentunya yang harus saya pelajari adalah palama, kata Kaju Kenpo.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, there's none Kaju Kenpo at all.
Wow. Well, we need to change. We need to change that.
My father is the only representative of Kaju Kenpo, but he said that he will develop Kaju Kenpo if you let him, if you and your other associates will let him to develop it, and he will try to bring Kaju Kenpo to Olympiad. Yeah, to Olympic.
Yes, 100%.
If you let him.
Yeah, it would be our honor to have you represent us.
Oh, boleh. Dan tentu saya akan meminta sama dia video-video Palama, namanya Palama, di Kaju Kenpo.
Oh, and he would love to learn Palama so he can develop it even further, so he can spread it easier once he knows the technique. And he would like to ask you for Palama videos so he can learn it.
Yes.
Palama kata.
Yes, I'm having some new videos made right now, with all the forms and all the grab arts and the punching attacks, and I'll get those to you guys so you guys can start learning them and spread the word. I've got some already out there, and a few people are already from like different countries or learning them. But I got some new videos coming out that's gonna be easier to learn from.
Jadi ada video lama yang dia udah buat, dan juga dia lagi buat lagi yang bakal lebih gampang biar gue bisa belajar.
Oh, wow, thank you very much ya. Because karena saya ingin mengembangkan Kaju Kenbo dan membawa Kaju Kenbo untuk ke Olimpiade dengan warna atau kaidah Kaju Kenbo, bukan Kaju Kenbo yang palsu. Karena itulah saya percaya dan senang di bawah pimpinan Anda, dan saya senang sekali Anda mengizinkan untuk itu. Terima kasih.
He appreciates that you let him develop it and spread the word, and he also thanks you for wanting to share the videos for him to learn, because he wants to develop Kaju Kembo in its style, not as fake Kaju Kembo, but the original one, the one that how you is going to teach him through those videos, so he can spread the word and keep its originality, you know?
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there that from different countries. Oh, we're Kaju Kimbo. They're not Kaju Kimbo. They get a certificate from a Kaju Kimbo association, and they don't know none of the forms. They don't know nothing, but they think that. But the guys that we're working with, they're actually learning all the forms and techniques, so they can show Kaju Kimbo.
Banyak negara yang ngomong mereka Kaju Kembo, tapi mereka tuh bukan. Jadi kayak makanya dia tuh ya masukin lebih milih kalau misalkan ya appreciate lah kayak gitu.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, because I want to learn real Kaju Kembo. If walaupun saya pernah belajar jujutsu, karate, boxing, Chinese boxing,
Sure.
Judo, tapi tetap saya yakin Kaju Kembo memiliki spesifik tersendiri untuk itu. Karena itulah saya ingin belajar secara perlahan, bertahap, dan sabar dari video-video yang akan Anda kirim, dan saya akan mengembangkan segera di Indonesia dan akan saya daftarkan ke National Olympic Committee in Indonesia dan KONI yaitu Komite Olahraga Indonesia, termasuk di Komite Olahraga Tradisional Indonesia, dan saya akan membuat surat pendirian secara resmi melalui akte notaris untuk Kaju Kenbo di Indonesia dan di dunia.
Yeah, because of the problem that you mentioned before about a lot of other countries saying that they're Kaju Kembo, but they're actually not. That's why he really appreciates that you wanting to teach him the original one, because even though he had learned various other martial arts like karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, Chinese boxing, well, all the things that he mentioned, he believes that Kaju Kembo has its own color, has its own specialty, its own color.
Yeah.
Something that is specific to Kaju Kembo only. That's why he wants to learn it slowly, taking baby steps, being patient with it. So when he spread the word, there's no mistake in it. There's zero or maybe less flaw. So he can spread it really, really good and keep it the way it is. Because he really appreciates martial arts that has their own color.
Oh, sure.
He believes in martial arts having their own color, and he said that once he developed it and spread the words, he's going to make it official and
national. Biasa itu namanya national.
Namanya apa tadi udah ngomongin tadi aja.
Ini National Sport Authority di Indonesia.
Oh, and he's going to register it to the
National Sport Authority.
National Sport Committee in Indonesia. So Kaju Kembo can be even more official here.
Yeah.
With letters and everything from a notary.
Sure.
So it's really official.
Yeah, I would when this coronavirus kind of gets a little bit less not that bad. I'd like to come visit to Indonesia one time.
Sure, I guess when things got better.
Yeah, because right now it's we're supposed to have been flying all over last year, but that got kind of like put on hold because of the virus. Now tell me, how did that virus affect you guys in your martial arts studio?
coronavirus ngefek ke kita gimana? Mau gue dan Jo, maksudnya kayak ngefeknya gimana gitu loh, karena kan bener-bener slow things down, karena kan dia tadi mau ke Indonesia tapi kayak jadi nggak bisa gitu. Ngefeknya gimana?
Oh ya, efek ya pasti untuk sementara ini memang sangat sangat berefek. Justru kita akan coba untuk di pemerintah, khususnya di kepemerintahan, dia akan membatasi untuk orang-orang asing masuk ke Indonesia. Nah, insya Allah Indonesia punya target di 2022 Maret, semoga semua bisa berakhir, dan ya tentu kami akan berusaha untuk mengundang Anda untuk Indonesia.
So, it's really taking a toll on us because it really slows everything down. It basically slows the world.
Yeah.
And for Indonesia, they really limit, international flights. Not a lot of people can get in and get out. Even when some of them still get in and get out, but they're limiting it even more now.
Yeah.
And Indonesian government has a target that around March 2022, it should be more loose. Yeah, it should be more loose. Those protocols should be gone by then. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Did you guys get your shots yet?
Not yet. If we're speaking about the shots, not a lot of people can get the shots here just yet.
Oh, wow.
Because of the population that we have here. We have a lot of people here in Indonesia. So it's not spreading equally just yet, but yeah, not now. Because we haven't really got the access to it yet.
But you planning on getting him?
Gue udah mau plan mau vaksin nggak?
Ya, insya Allah, of course. Ya, karena memang vaksin itu sendiri menjadi suatu program yang wajib di Indonesia. Terima kasih.
My father says he will get the vaccine because it's mandatory here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I got my shot about a month ago. So
that's great.
so I feel a little bit, a little more safer. So it's because he's supposed
That's
to.
good to hear.
Yeah, we're supposed to be. We're going to be in Puerto Rico in August, and we're supposed to be in Nepal, but I don't want to travel this far until I'll make sure the virus is kind of like, not that bad anymore.
Seeps down a little?
Huh?
Want to make sure the virus seeps down a little before you travel far, far away. From
Yeah, because
Got it. Yeah.
Because like Nepal, we have like 100 uniforms I got to bring to her for the children, and I want to bring it to her, but I want to make sure it's safe first.
Ya dia mau bawa tapi nggak bisa karena dia mau make sure kalau itu tuh udah aman dulu.
Oh, oke. Ya, oke. Ya, I know. Nepal is Bunyal, ya?
Yeah.
Bunyal.
Yeah, because and also go on. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm really honored that you're our vice president for Asia too, for the Worldwide Kajikimbo Association.
Ya, thank you. Saya berharap selama kita menunggu pandemi secara bertahap bisa aman dan terkendali, saya berharap Anda bisa mengirimkan video, mungkin bisa melalui email atau melalui kontak Telegram kepada saya secara bertahap hingga saya bisa mempelajari secara perlahan, dan insya Allah begitu semua bisa berakhir ketika Anda ke Indonesia, tentu saya sudah menguasai itu setidaknya.
Yeah, he hopes that the pandemic is gonna get better, and once it's controlled, in the meantime, before it gets better, in the meantime, he hopes that you can send him videos, like he mentioned before, so he can, learn baby steps from you. So once it's all over and you come here to Indonesia, he would already master at least some of the kata or moves that you have.
Yeah, and then when I come there, I could work with you guys too. I'll stay a couple of weeks and work with you
That would be
guys.
lovely. Yeah,
You-
that would be lovely. That sounds very good.
yeah, and you
Sounds
guys
like a
can
solid plan.
you guys can show me your beautiful country.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sure, sure. We'll take you on a tour.
Yeah,
Just tell us where you want to go, what you want to see, and we'll show you everything.
be good.
Especially beaches like in Bali and those roads.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that. Like I said, I'm just really looking forward to coming and seeing you guys. And work with you guys, and it's just an honor for me just to to meet you guys too. I have great respect for you guys and your father and everybody.
Dia emang tidak darah boleh tidak kesini.
Oh, iya, iya, iya. Iya.
Mau bisa bakal jadi orang.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for your appreciate attention. Thank you. Family ties is solid, very very solid. Thank you.
Yeah.
Insyaallah. Ya pada saya mohon maaf untuk beberapa hari kemarin saya tidak terlalu bisa tune in di grup Kaju Kenbo karena memang masih masih full berkonsentrasi mengurus National Federation Kenpo Indonesia di sini. Tapi insya Allah untuk ke depan saya bisa aktif kembali untuk di grup dan saya mohon izin untuk aktif mengirimkan video-video semua gerakan bela diri yang saya kuasai.
My father apologizes for not being so active on the Kaju Kempo group because, well, he's very focused on taking care of NFKI. So he's really sorry for that.
Oh, it's
and
okay.
he hopes that, and he says that he might not be too active anytime soon, but in the near future he would love to share his videos and moves that he already knows to share with the Kaju Kempo group.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that'd be great. We can even maybe one day get you guys to come out here to the United States. You can have a seminar.
Kalau mau ke United States ya tinggal bisa.
Oh yeah, okay, thank you very much. Okay, really thank you. Ya, insya Allah seperti yang saya pernah janjikan Agustus saya akan mencoba untuk betul-betul bergabung untuk turut bisa melakukan aksi donasi bagi mereka yang membutuhkan di sana dan saya bangga sekali memiliki organisasi Kaju Kembo yang peduli terhadap situasi dan kondisi sosial.
Oh, okay. He says that around August he will try to really be more active and really join in Kaju Kembo in general, and he will try and give donations or anything that you guys need, basically. And he says that he's really proud to be in an organization that cares, that is woke socially, and really cares about its people,
Yeah.
and everything.
We try to help everybody if we can. That's what we're about.
Yeah, and that's why he's willing to help with whatever he can do.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, so do I. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this interview up. And Grandmaster Guru Gerardo, it's been an honor to talk to you. It's been an honor to talk to your daughter. You've got a great family and a great martial artist, and again, it's just my honor to have interviewed you today.
Yeah, and thank you for your time too, for taking the time to talk to us and interview us. That is something we appreciate as well.
Sure. Okay, well, I'm Senior Grand. Go on.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I'm Senior Grandmaster Jimenez. This is Kaju Kembo Live, coming from South Lake Tahoe. If you want to watch this video, it'll be on our YouTube podcast channel, Kaju Kembo Live. And make sure you subscribe to it and give us your comments. So, from South Lake Tahoe, thank you again.